Hello, number two. You panting? Can you eat some green grass? Not those nettles. I've done about 65 miles, 70 miles, averaged 36.5 mpgs. So quite happy with that. I was getting about 27, I think, on the old van. And before you say, you don't need to put your foot down. It's a leisure vehicle. You're supposed to drive leisurely. Get somewhere safely. I've stopped off at Maiden Castle. And that bank with the strip lynchets is all Maiden Castle. Well worth a visit. And a stop off. Just had some lunch before I head on further down east. I parked over there and then someone comes park right next to me. Come on, there's loads of space over there. You don't have to park next to another van. Numpties. This is a free site looked after by English Heritage. It's massive. It says it's the finest Iron Age fort in Britain. Maiden Castle was first laid out in 600 BC over the remains of a Neolithic settlement. Hill fort was extended and additional defences thrown up around it. In AD 43 it was taken by the Roman army and its inhabitants moved to the new town of Novaria, modern Dorchester. Blooming birds done their business on my van. I did give the windscreen a little clean just now. It's so dusty. I don't know whether it's the chalky down in Devon. Call you Devonians. Blimey. Dust flying all over the place. Gets everywhere. Right, time to move on and get off to New Forest. See you soon. It's about 3:30 on Thursday afternoon now, and I've made my way to Longbeech. It's in the New Forest. It's probably one of the northerly ones. It's on the north side of the A31, Ringwood to Southampton Road. It's okay. It's not the best. I still think Roundhill is one of the best ones I've been. Here you can pitch up wherever, as long as you're 6 metres. I think that's the rules. There are quite a few areas like this. Well, there aren't that many areas like this. There's lots of little nooks and places. I'm relying on this person not turning up. Looks like it's a seasonal. But we're right in the middle of the forestry land. Chirpy birds over there. There's one main road track going through it, this one in front of me. And so there's lots of little places to stop off it. There's one over there. They're not all level. Well, they're mostly not level. It's still quite damp. I did see one that was past that VW, round the back, but it was probably too damp to get off of. So I'm just there. But that's fine. There is a group behind me of adults. There's about 4 vans making a noise already, so if they're going to be noisy tonight, I'm going to move. So the last stint I did, the last 40 miles I did, I went into power mode. And there's power, normal, which is what the first bit was, and eco. So I thought I'd try power mode. It was 40 miles, did about 36 miles to the gallon there. It was flatter than the previous 70 or so miles. So I'm still quite happy with that. And I suppose I've got to try eco mode at some point, but maybe next trip out. Although I've got to go to Portsmouth tomorrow, not tomorrow, Saturday, so I might try it then. Interesting though, it's running about 500 revs higher. So when you get to 60, it's at 2000 revs, whereas it was 1500 before. And I think that's because it's only got into 7th gear in normal mode at 60 miles an hour. It's got up into ninth gear. So it's put your foot down, you get a bit more oomph out of it, I think. But yeah, that's all right. Another thing about waving. Now in my motorhome, I used to wave at everybody, and I've often waved at horse boxes, and mostly get waved back. But in van conversions, it's not the same. I've been waving at everybody again, and some motorhomes are not bothering. So come on, motorhomies, get waving whenever you see a leisure vehicle, an RV. Just one of those funny things. So I've been waving all over the place, not getting much response, but there you go. Right, I'm going to have a little walk around this pitch before I go and make some tea. Or this pitch, this park area before I go and make some tea. So I'll speak to you soon. I've had an evening walk to Janesmore Pond, which is about half a mile up from the campsite. Just see if there are any ponies about. Lots of birds going on. I think I'll just sit here for a minute. Canada geese when they're young. See if I can get around the other side. More water problems here. Thought I left them behind in Devon. Can't get to those little ones. Being stared down by the daddy. On my way back to the campsite, I got a couple of loners out here. Just down there a bit and turn right. That's what the map says. That walk to get back to the campsite had to be aborted. The cycle track's alright with this white stuff, but the green grass muddy tracks are muddy, so I couldn't get down there to come back. No bad thing, it's a nice evening. There's another area that's been chopped down. That'll start to grow back. Just having a breakfast. Some snorting going on, and look at this lot. Just messing about a bit this morning, and there is a board frame underneath which I've erected and 3 cushions, and I've just had a lay on there, and that's the 3rd bed. It's not the longest bed. I think they call it a half, certainly grandchild size if that were to happen. But yeah, just been lying on there with my feet out the door getting a tan. Very good. Won't need that very often though. I'll put it away now. Part of the table leg comes off, so you can put it on the lower rail at the side, and then you've got this cabinetry which just clips on just here. rests on there with that black plate and just fits in the doorway. Very nice. This is all one piece and it sort of folds up and lays flat to put away somewhere. The last thing you can do with the table is bring it outside and put it on that rail, and then that extra leaf will swing out as well if you want a bit more space. I wouldn't normally rest it on my little gas hob thing, but because the ground slopes away, it was stressing the hinges at the top, so carrying a brick or something just to put underneath it. But that's pretty cool, I like that. I think I found an exceptional place to sit and while away the afternoon. Morning all. It's Saturday morning. What are we now, about 10th or 11th of May? I think it's the 11th. And I've left Longbeech campsite after 2 nights and just come to a little park up in the forest before I head off down to Portsmouth. But yeah, it was okay there. I don't think I'd go back actually. There's lots of little nooks which I didn't feel happy about fitting in, and then there was a couple of big areas, and one area was the biggest. I thought, oh, I'll go in there, plenty of space here. And then groups turned up, groups of adults. They're worse than children half the time. And last night they were up until about 1 o'clock. This campsite rules say 10 o'clock, be quiet, considerate for local campers. No, it went on and on and on. I think there were people there who'd come in and then gone off. Who weren't staying. Anyway, it was in the forest, so nice if you like that sort of thing. I prefer to be out and about like this in the sunshine. So Round Hill is really the one for me, I think. I'd go back there again, nice and open. But the van has done well. I've had 4 nights, no electric now, and a bit of a drive in between. Coping perfectly, so yeah, loving that. So yeah, I had it since last Thursday. It just needs a wash. I think the darker colours show the mess more. I should have learnt. And there's not many people in this little lay-by, park up. A couple of families have just turned up over there with their kids. But yeah, I'm very happy, very happy. So once I get through this weekend, got a couple of things to do and then plan the next trip. Where this spot is, it's between Longbeech and Ockney or Ockfield campsites. But it's the site of RAF Stony Cross. And it's saying here, this was one of 12 airfields in the New Forest, which was started in 1942. In 1946, flying ceased. Afterwards, the district council used buildings as homes for local families at what is now Longbeech campsite. To date, all you can see are some concrete roadways, aircraft dispersal bays and runway outlines. So yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for this one. And heading away from here shortly, down the M27 a bit and then back home and get the van cleaned up, put the rest of the stuff in, see if all that fits in. Anyway, look after yourselves and I'll catch you at some point in the future. Take care then, bye.